Hello everyone, welcome to create and monetize your C# games on iOS and Android. My name is Amerigo Moscaroli and I am a senior software developer and have been developing Xamarin mobile games for the last 2 years, as well as releasing 3 games on the App Store and the Google Play Store. I have also previously created tutorials for creating games on Android with OpenGLES. In this course we're going to be creating a 2D platformer from start to finish. We will start by laying the foundations for the games by designing how our game will look and play, as well as creating the physics world and the main scene for the game. We will also look at creating the first game objects for the game, the platforms. Next, we will move on to adding the game mechanics. We will start by creating the main character Zippy, before adding controls so that he can move left and right and jump. We will then create an enemy for the player to defeat, before adding the collectibles so that the player can earn points while playing. In the next section we will concentrate on loading a level. We will start by looking at how we can load level data from a CSV file, and then look at how to create the level elements from the CSV data. We will then look at moving the camera so that it will follow the player wherever he goes, before finally adding a target as well as making ways that the player can lose the level. We will also look at the theory behind creating a level editor. Then we'll be adding all the navigation throughout the game. We'll start by creating a UI camera and canvas so that the UI is drawn above the main game. Then we'll move on to creating the UI elements for the game, including the health bar, the score and the number of lives. Finally, we'll create a main menu as well as transitions through each part of the game so that we can complete the game. Once we've completed our game, we will look at adding the finishing touches. We'll start with monetization, where we will look at the theory of monetization first. Then we'll move on to integrating in-app purchases for Android and iOS, before looking at the theory behind adverts in an app. In the next section we will add the competitive elements to the game. We will start by adding achievements for the game for both Android and iOS, using Google Play services for Android and iTunes Connect for iOS. Once we've integrated achievements, we will then integrate leaderboards for both platforms. The penultimate section will concentrate on analytics integration. We will first look at the theory of analytics, learning why we would integrate them and the different services available. We will then integrate Google Analytics into our game on both Android and iOS. In the final section, we will be looking at the future of our app. We will start by looking at how we can release updates and the release procedure for both platforms. Then we will look at how to use Git with GitLab and SourceTree. After that we will look at how we could integrate social networks into our game. Then in the final 2 videos we will look at how we can improve our engine, first by learning how to integrate texture atlasing and compression, and then by looking at adding custom shaders for our drawable objects. By the end of the course you will learn how to create a 2D cross-platform game for Android and iOS. You will understand the different game mechanics that are required for a 2D platformer, and you will also learn how to create simple levels for a game. You will learn about how we'll navigate through a game using states. You will also have a solid understanding of how to release an application on both Android and iOS, as well as the extra functionality we can add to it. You will learn the different ways of monetizing the game, as well as the competitive elements that we can integrate. You will also learn about the benefits of analytics and finally how we can improve and optimize the development of the app. For this course, the requirements are a basic C# programming understanding and a knowledge of the iOS developer account managing, such as creating provisioning profiles. You will also need a minimum of Visual Studio 2015. You will also need to use the attached source code, which is a basic 2D cross-platform game engine. We will be using this engine to create the game. I hope you enjoy the course and I look forward to going through the journey of creating an app with you.